Marc Peard Podcast.
Yep, kia ora everybody. Welcome along to the Marc Peard Podcast. Very fun show planned for tonight. Tonight we talk to GoPro Hero 9 release global marketing CEO and one of my oldest mates, not to be married. That's Scotty Aitchison.
Wow.
I'm not sure if that title is exact, but that's what I'm going with, just to make him sound way more impressive. And someone who I don't need to inflate when it comes to making sure that everyone's impressed with. He just won't shut up in the background. New Zealand's greatest rugby battler. A man who trained 32 years for a chance to pull on the county's Manukau Mitre 10 Cup top.
All right.
And throw some awkward-looking light-outs in that I swear weren't straight, but he tells me they were. But let's not dilly-dally anymore. Let's meet the lads, starting with you, Aish. Come on, Aish. Shower us with that wisdom that got us through that NRL career.
Mate, there's no wisdom tonight. It's more.
Oh, what?
What have we done?
It's more a care factor.
Rightio.
Someone on this panel has had a real rough time lately, and I just want to let you know that
Yeah, thanks.
we're there for you. Okay, us here, we're there for you. You follow the Raiders, who are going to get beat this week. The Dallas Cowboys stunk up the joint. They were shit.
I know. They were terrible.
Orlando, let's not even go there.
Yeah.
And the last one,
I know.
mate.
Oh,
What the heck?
Were useless.
Yes, and they all better be. I hope they were all sent to stay in Wairoa. After that.
no one wants to stay in
You
Whitehall.
come back to Napier and Hastings. No, you can go there or you can go to Danny Burke.
But mate, we are here for you.
Thank
okay?
you. Thank you very much.
We are here for you.
Hello there. I'm sitting at a computer.
On this day in history, in 1877, the famous US-Canadian inventor, Colonel Jacob Schick, was born.
Chico.
Of course, 1928, old Chico, he filed a patent for a shaving implement that does not require prior application of lather. So it was the electric razor, was his big one there in 1928. And then what happened was 7 years later, he'd made so much money that he actually jumped the border and went and hid and got himself Canadian citizenship to avoid tax avoidance that was being chased down by the IRS in America. So a really famous army colonel, inventor, and thief, Colonel Jacob Schick. Happy birthday to you. Well, he's dead now, but happy birthday to us.
It would have been his birthday.
Yeah, it would have been his
we can
birthday
do that.
today.
We can do that. Just quickly read through some of these comments. Just going over at Sean over there. This is flooding it. Carl Smith says, Raiders jersey. Okay, I've seen it all now. Lol. Evening, guys. Brendan says, good evening, lads, from the Wairarapa.
Hey.
Brendan, be rude not to give us some weather chat.
weather chat.
Hashtag
Mm.
weather chat. Thanks.
Yes,
Aiden says, evening, team. Bryce Hosking, Green Machine, Nate.
Yeah, mate. Always. Still have been.
It was my take.
That's my team.
It is definitely your team, but
Yes.
it was my take earlier on in the week, and Aish was there to hear it. Just bring the boys home. What are we doing playing the Raiders? We don't give a shit how the rest of the NRL stacks up. Like, we're done. We've
take my ball and
sacrificed
go home
enough.
now.
That's exactly what I'm feeling like I want to do.
That's what he was like. A big.
Let's just go home. Let the NRL sort itself out. We've done enough. We've sacrificed enough, good sir. Okay, Ross Henry says, hey, Noto, how you like them Stags now? Cold and windy in the deep south.
Yeah, you
Hashtag
cheated
weather
with
chat.
your weather. You brought in your bloody Southland weather.
And what is Southland? What's with the final hooter? And the halftime hooter. It sounded like a security alarm.
It was really weird. It was quite scary. That really got me, that one. But,
Bryce says, typical spring day in the capital. Wind, sun, rain, #weather chat. Let's get it. Matthew Baxter, nice looking fantasy team. Quickly through my fantasy, because no one cares about everyone else's fantasy leagues other than you. Vampire League updates. Wins in the first round for Aish, Adam Heap, Shannon Whitaker, Matthew Porter, Tony Wilson, and Baxter. That was Baxter there, so he's
And
just
the vampire.
yeah. And I also got a win, so I got to take Travis Kelce with my first win. Big movers in the power rankings this week. Kareem Chan, biggest slide. He was the guy who I beat. He went from the 4th ranked team all the way down to the 12th.
Oh.
And Ace was the biggest mover up the ranks, which made me very angry. He went from 9th to 4th.
There we go.
Very shortly, we will have Sean Muir talking to us about just a courageous career that he's created and managing to make his debut for Counties Manukau. He's got his head in his hands. It's an emotional time for the big man.
It is, very good.
Cannot wait to get him in. Cannot wait to get him in. In the meantime, though, it's time for Fight Card. Yeah.
So last week it was baked beans up against spaghetti, and New Zealand is a spaghetti nation. So there it is, more of a spaghetti nation. So more with more with the sort of faux Italian food is what we've gone for there. Today's fight card is a goodie, and this is one that you thought of earlier on there, Peard. So I like this one. Who would be most likely to get a free beer in a non-English speaking country? So who would be most likely to get a free beer in a non-English speaking country? Would it be Conor McGregor or LeBron James? There you go. That's who we're up against now.
Message now, Conor McGregor or LeBron James. Yes. Who would be more likely to get a beer in a foreign English-speaking country? It sounded terrible.
A non-English speaking country.
That's
foreign
what I was trying to go.
country.
Yeah. Okay. All right then. For some reason, all the buttons are going off at once. Time now to welcome in the big man. Sean, grab your seat, bring it around. We're very, very excited about this. Big fella.
I'm going to move the cans.
Here he comes.
Decent space for him in the middle.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's a lot of time. Look at him. We're gonna do a lot of prep for this. It's a big unit.
This wasn't actually well thought out, but no, we're good now.
There he is.
All right.
All right, let me get the mic up.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, that gorgeous face you can see on the screen at the moment, he's a little bashful, crossed arms, a little shy, with a broken knob on his nose, chewing his gum. That is a legend amongst rugby players here in this country. And it just so happens to be a first cousin of mine as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Muir, welcome to the studio. Sean, I know your parents are watching, so make sure you're not swearing. And my parents are watching too. So let's make this as civil as possible.
Oh, it's like a family. This is nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Sean, tell us about the moment you got that call up. And get right in close to the mic. The moment you got that call up, after you shanked all the other hookers in front of you before you.
Yeah. Good 3 weeks of lockdown. The thing was a bit of a Sunday morning, I think, day off with the kids. Phone rang. Didn't answer it. Phone rang again. Answered it, and come to training Monday. So
Nah, what?
after
Stop being. Oi,
after 3 weeks at home doing bugger all,
Okay, so
plenty of prep.
how many years past do you reckon you thought your chance had gone?
I was gone 5 or 6 years.
5 or 6 years ago.
The old hour.
And you've been playing club rugby. You had you're captaining the old Bombay side.
Yeah, Bombay.
Couple of victories.
Yeah.
What's the record at the moment?
We've 5 in the last 6 years, so yeah.
What are those parties like at Bombay? Like a Mad Monday? Like 5 out of 6. You're winning the title. Yeah. They got to go for at least 4 days, maybe a week.
The first couple, pretty big. The first few were pretty big. The last, couple, Sunday goes pretty good, eh? Sunday definitely, and rolls into Monday for some of the young boys. But some of us got to getting a bit older now, so got to pay the wages. Not too many days off, but TDM construction boys look after me. So
Top man.
Oh, nice plug.
You turn up to practice. Kieran Reid's over there. Dalton Papali'i. Young fellas that you've looked at and gone, there goes my chance. Yeah. What was that like?
First day there. Kieran actually, I don't know, must have some sort of decent deal because only rolls up Thursday, Thursday, Friday for old Kieran. There on Monday, talking to a few of the boys, looking around, and I'm actually the oldest there.
Real.
32, so yeah, the oldest there. The next one's probably Baden Kerr, 31. So, yeah, Monday, yeah.
Gizzy boys. Gizzy boys, though. I mean, that was your school of high school. That's where you went. You would have played against Nate's Hastings boys in the Super 8.
Good.
And then you went where? Where did you go from there, and how old? What was your age group? Tell us a bit about the travel to get to your your massive debut.
Yeah, Gizzy boys for a few years. Yeah, as you say, Hastings, you gave them a couple of hidings back in the day. Yeah, what a Campion, they had a no-show.
We didn't even have a first 15 at
Sweet
Campion.
high school in Gisborne, Campion. Jumped on, took the old pink Honda up to Hamilton. 4 years there, I think. Couple of knee injuries and whatnot. Hamilton. I actually found my wife in Hamilton too. So.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Or was she just under some...
Yeah, was she lost?
There's a good story of that, but I don't want to embarrass her on here. So
okay.
It
was beautiful and it was... You rolled.
Good best day of my life, to be honest.
What about someone else we can embarrass? How was he like growing up with Marc Peard? Because we a very volatile relationship.
Yeah.
Don't hold back.
Gave him a couple of hidings on the
Oh,
old train. He was the old wrestler, the big time wrestler.
Yeah.
Loved his WWE and whatnot.
Yeah.
But he come out to Ormond there and he copped a few. So
You know what Sean was?
Oh, you guys up in Ormond? Oh,
no, he was.
Just on the way.
They were.
He's fucking...
We're Ngarapa.
Yeah.
No, the thing was with growing up with Sean was, and I don't know if it's even a saying that's used anymore, but back in the day, like people used to say a buffhead. Buffhead. Sean was a buffhead. Like he would run it, like he'd just run it shit and break it. Like that was Sean to a T. So I'm going to be honest, Sean. The last time we saw each other was Uncle Stu's funeral last year, right?
Yeah.
And at that stage, we had a conversation, and I was at Radio Sport, and you'd pretty much kissed your rugby career goodbye. You're like, nah, fuck up, I'll play still Bombay and stuff like that, and see how many more seasons I got in me, and then that's it. On the weekend, I'm sitting there watching TV. I had muted it because I was a little annoyed at the commentators, and I was looking on my phone, and I looked over and I said, fuck, that wasn't straight. Who's that? So I rewound it back. And they said, Sean Muir. And I said, fuck. What? Oh. And in all honesty, all bullshit aside, I was super proud. I was sitting there going, man.
That's good.
What a battler. And you'll admit it yourself. That's battle, right? You've battled to get to that spot.
Yeah, shit, probably 10 years too late, Fucking hell.
Fuck, not too late.
32, I suppose. Rutledge, 42, still got 10 years ahead of me, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rutledge. Me and...
He's a veteran.
Oh, yeah, I have to apologize. I did a racism, and you said, man, is that Rutledge? So I was like, yeah, it is. Yeah, and it was Greg Pleasant-Tate. So sorry about that.
I was like, man, it looked like Rutledge. 8 Rutledge.
I did how Nisbo used to go, Rockethuck, one of them, like that. I kind of done that.
We did it reverse.
Yeah, we did it reverse.
So what's it like, man? So for you, in terms of turning up now, like you're driving off, you're sitting there, you're a part of counties. Was this something like, is it what you imagined it would be all those years ago?
Nah, I was done. Is it like even the start of this year? I was done.
Move into the mic, Sean. Fucking hell.
Started the year coaching, so wasn't even going to play rugby this. Well, I was, but not not hard out. So yeah. So the old COVID probably helped me out. I guess.
Did it? You've been through like a million times at Bombay of prepping for the game and stuff. What's that like? You're in the county shed. It's like, do you go in and are you thinking like, is there going to be like some sort of amazing speech here, or what? Is it like, how different is it?
Yeah, it's quite different. Is it? Yeah. A lot different to Bombay.
Like a lot more detailed, or what?
Oh, yeah, attention to detail is pretty big. They've at least got a schedule on the wall and those sort of things. You got time frames you got to stick to. So yeah.
What's the in terms of the teammates themselves? Or what's it like playing with Is the level up there? Like these boys are just taking it way more seriously?
Yeah. A hell of a lot more serious, Like Bombay, the boys, do a hard day at work, roll into training 6 o'clock, down, counties boys, they're all for the rugby, so.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Does it feel that way when you're holding the tackle bag at practice? You're like, oh, okay, everyone here's a bit, you know.
Pre-game was pretty intense, just before the old Tasman game. When the reserves are on the bag, copped a few on the ribs, so. Yeah, and the old nose too. I think hopefully no one can.
What do you are you going to go again? Say they off you. Hey,
we're playing all right. I guess there's a game this weekend, I suppose, against Nato's Bay. So
yeah, that's right.
if you know, make the 23, yeah.
Get a free
Head on
trip,
down.
free trip to Napier.
Take the bus to Napier, yeah.
Hey, there's a prize.
yeah.
McLean Park, that's a second home ground for you, isn't it? You're done with Rugby Park and Poverty Bay. This is your stomping grounds. You're rolling there. At the home ground advantage, man, they should start you.
Oh, shit, mate. We've got to get through 15 minutes first.
How was that? Were you blowing after 3
As
or 4?
I said, you know, 3-4 weeks doing nothing to running out with some of those boys was pretty intense.
Have you reassessed your goals now? Like, are you like, fuck, All Blacks?
Actually,
No, I'm just saying.
yeah, if I do the sooner Pilates, I could do that.
Pilates, yeah, I need a few sessions of Pilates to limber up, but nah. Oh, no, that's... Yeah. I'll take every day as it comes.
Yeah. Do you get the tracksuit and all that stuff and hang that up on the wall?
I got the hoodie.
Yes.
Yeah. Hoodie and a couple
But
of pairs of shorts.
if they say to you, okay, mate, you're impressed this year. We need you to go around again. You around again?
You run it hell.
Oh, there's plenty of young boys around. I'll have another year at Bombay, I guess, you know. So.
Like,
Have a run with the Bay.
see, Aisha's the same age. Aisha's just waiting. Like, you're the fairy tale for him.
Yeah, I
He's
need
waiting
you.
for his...
I need you. Hey, we got a lot of similarities. All right, like 32. We've got 3 kids.
Yeah.
Both done our knees.
Yeah.
Both have, a bit of hatred towards Mark.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we've got a lot of similarities. So I need you to go another year. So it gives me a bit of hope, and I'm going again.
Yeah, no, as I say, I'll go another year at Bombay, but there's a few young guys running around counties, so it's looking good down there. So
What's the mantra in counties? Like, I mean, it's going to be a tough season. You've got plenty of talent on the squad, but you look around and you go, fuck, some of those teams are mean this year in the Mitre 10 Cup. Where's the goal? What's the goal? Is it win it all at all?
or just take every week as it is, I guess. And
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
Well, starts this weekend, I suppose. Knock these who's over, and there we go.
They're easy to knock.
Go on a
Southland
run.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Nice. Any questions, boys? Anyone from the audience that wants to throw Sean a question, by all means, let us know. You've got the messages open. We can read them out. And in the meantime, Shawnee, you can take a step off to the side, grab your seat. We'll get H back in.
Right.
Or H in.
Enjoy that beer, brother.
Enjoy that beer. It's well earned.
I can fill the quick my mate that played for County's story.
Go.
While she's going. So, mate of mine from school, young Danny Lee, left Hawke's Bay to go to Counties to go and play up there, right? And when he came in, he was the halfback, and he got out of the Bay and he went in there, and they still had. This is when Jonah was still in the team, right? Jonah and Joe Ali.
Yeah.
And a guy called Musi Koloto and those guys. Oh, was it? No, Amos? No. That's super. But anyway, he said he's sitting in there, and their coach was a guy called Mac McCallion, who'd been an SAS guy, and he was quite famously. And Danny said, I'm sitting in the dressing room, like, right, here I go. And he said, I'm thinking, like, man, it's only like 10 minutes to kick off. We haven't seen coach at all. And he goes, and with about a minute to go, when they go, okay, boys, 2 minutes. He goes, Matt kicks the door open and comes in and goes, right! And just yelled. And he goes, and I was kind of like, whoa, I freaked out. And he looked around and he said, get out there and look in the eyes of the man across the field from you and imagine last night he broke into your parents' house, got a knife, and he booped your mum like that. And Danny said, and I just instantly switch out of game mode. I'm like, Mike, what is going on? And he goes, well, I have a look at all my teammates, all the Island boys, and their eyes were all on fire. And I was like, okay, cool, all right. So yeah, that's why I was wondering if they still did that for a pre-match speech, but apparently that might have changed.
Things have changed a little.
Things have changed a little bit since then. Okay.
That's
Yeah, it's Bombay pre-match, yeah. No, it wasn't Mossy Cloto. What was that?
You got to find that.
I'll remember what that
Find that
looks
out.
name was. I loved him.
All right, welcome into the
Collins
show.
Kino. Thank you. There you go.
Welcome into the show, and I may have got the description wrong. It does work for GoPro. I'm not sure if
I heard
CEO,
he owns
marketing manager, the owner,
He owns
the
it.
inventor
The
of the
owner
GoPro.
of the GoPro.
H, how are you, bud?
I'm good, Mark.
Exciting
I'm bloody good.
news.
It's bloody good to be in here. Good to meet you, Blake. Good to see you,
Good to see
Nato,
you, fella.
and Peard again. And good excuse to get in here and catch up with you, Peter.
Yeah.
It's a nice little setup you got here.
Thank you. Eden Park. Thank you to Eden Park. Look at the lovely lights. If we all just move out the way slightly and have a look at the park itself, they do purposely turn the lights on for us during the show so you guys can all enjoy the sights of the wonderful Eden Park, which Shawnee will be playing on next one. Hey!
But it's like cup game into the year. Shawnee's out there. We're like, go get him.
I must say, I actually do feel for Sean because we're sitting over there in the green room, actually, which is a kitchen, which is stocked with beers. Before we were about to go on, Peter's like, well, who wants to go first? And I think Shawnee was a bit nervous, and he's like, you go first. He's like, I've got a few beers to like kick back with, and then all of a sudden you brought him up. He's only 1.5 deep, so Enjoy those line reads, son. You did bloody well. Yeah.
We might call him
those
off the bench.
stories, though.
Might call him off the bench if we want another crooked throw. Okay, so exciting day for GoPro, but we're not going to dwell on it. Tell us about the Hero 9.
Yes. Well,
Oh, did you bring one in?
I did.
You didn't tell us.
Well, it's just in the old pocket.
Show us up to
you
the
know.
camera.
Oh, mate. So this is the Hero 9. Actually, just launched. Actually, Peard just rang me the other day. It was actually 2 days after my birthday. Thanks, Peard.
Happy birthday.
So you're a bit delayed there, but it's been a while in between drinks. And I did say that we were launching a new camera, which is the Hero 9, which is in front of us. Which is it's got a beast of a sensor in it.
Wait, is that? It looks bigger than the 8.
It is.
It also looks like it's got a bigger battery or something.
Good eye, Mark. It's got the form factor is a little bit bigger than the old Hero 8. There you go. Bring it back.
Exactly like every other GoPro.
Hey, but it's got a front-facing screen there.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
So you can do the selfie mode and look.
So you can frame up your shots, but no, it's got a big sensor in it. These things shoots 5K now, and
Is that a movable lens as well?
that is a removable lens, Mark.
That's
and,
amazing.
It's going to come. It's going
why
to come
do
with actually an upgraded lens, which is called the Max lens. And what you do, you unscrew that, put the Max lens on, and pretty much what you can do with this camera is you can go 360 like that, but this Max lens gives it a leveling where it just keeps it.
Because that's quite good if you're being like
It's nuts. And
a
it gives you-
punishing snowboarder and filming another video.
You know,
then
those
you want to go
punishing
360, yeah.
snowboarders. You do, yeah.
do,
Well,
you
that's
wanna
what
do
the
that.
Max does, but it's going to give you 270 degrees of good lens with the old Max lens and stuff like that. But these things, for what you pay for them, you're paying like $600-$700.
When I drop that by accident, is it okay? Like how high can I drop it?
Do you want to do a test?
No, I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
No, but you tell me. I'm not going to be the one that drops it.
H looks like he would like to do a test, but isn't
Well,
quite sure if he should do a test.
Well, I literally got this out of the packet this morning.
Okay.
So
Blake, just biff it off.
maybe. Do you know
I reckon
what?
we could biff it onto Eden Park.
We should we should actually put it through its paces at one stage when I've used it. A little
Okay,
bit
once you
more.
know. Oh, there you go.
Tough guy, Blake. Tough guy.
Low impact testing. Yep,
But,
survive that.
no, they are built tough and they're a bloody good piece of kit. And they're not just for extreme sportsmen and women. They're for anyone that kind of wants to.
And that's what I want to ask, because I know a lot of people use the GoPros and a lot of influencers.
Yes.
Mountain biking.
Yes.
So what's the go with when people get text? Like I have a friend who gets a text and they're like, come to the airport, you don't know where you're going, but you'll go overseas somewhere and get a new GoPro. And
Have you not heard of this?
No, I haven't heard of this.
Yeah.
like their
Can
ambassadors.
you explain it a lot better than I did?
Right. Well,
what is it?
I think I know what you're talking about. It's
I genuinely haven't. No, what is it?
It's I think they're talking about the creator summits.
Yes.
And what the creator summits are is, unfortunately, GoPro's put with COVID and the pandemic and whatnot, we don't need to get into that, but that's obviously put a halt to that this year. But what GoPro does in the past, and I mean, the best thing about this camera, it's all about the content that it can produce. So you put them in, 20 men and women that can shoot the shit out of some fantastic scenery around the world, and like Blake was saying, they get this text and they gather in this one location. It's all a bit of a surprise, and then they just go do
Film stuff.
basically a whole bunch of cool shit, which is
That's so cool.
Because my mate said he got the text one time and he couldn't go, and I think they were going to America.
Who was
He got
your
the
mate?
text. No, I'm not going to name names, mate, but my mate, who I'm making up, got a text the next time, and
Dave.
Dave. He got a text the next time and goes, "Oh yeah, I'm in," and they went to Brisbane, and he was a bit like,
I saw that
No,
one.
the story's only good if you tell them who the person is, though. Because the person used to live in Australia, so that makes it like, I'm just going home. But he's not going to name the name. Do you know what I mean? Like, he misses out on a trip to America, but doesn't get to say the Australian
What does
name.
it rhyme with?
Davo.
Oh, Dave. Oh,
Dave.
Davo. Oh, Davo.
Dave.
Yeah. Super Dave.
All right, H, part of the as great as the GoPro Hero 9 version is, and it's much
actually
bigger,
feels
and it has
nice.
a lot
Does
bit
feel
larger
nice and
battery. Easier to get into the battery casing as well, and it lasts, I think it's up to 30% longer.
Do you know
with
what's
the new
more?
battery.
I think what's more impressive is that you've actually gone and done some research and you've read about the product, which is
And this isn't even a paid
It is.
advertisement
It's,
either.
it's not. It's not
Sounds
whatsoever.
like
Yeah, like, I think someone wants. Like, someone wants a free
Trying
GoPro.
for a
He has been hassling me about
Or
that.
maybe I'm suggesting that if you would like to advertise here on the Marc Peard
Oh,
podcast,
right.
that's how good we'll do it.
We'd respect your brand.
But no, H, we did have a little bit of a catch up, and we're talking about the fact that you've got a massive stag do coming up. It's not yours. It's not yours.
It's definitely not mine.
Which brought me to the point that you are my oldest friend who isn't married yet, and I'm gonna throw this to the boys who are both married, and I'm married as well. Shawnee's married. See if you agree with me on this. The later you leave it,
Yeah.
and you're the last of the stags in the woods,
Yeah.
you get messed up big time by all the other dudes who've been married because they're frustrated as all hell because they're never allowed out.
Yeah.
They've got kids, they're frustrated, they hate their lives, and then finally, H.'s getting married, he's on a stag do. Let's waste him.
Like
that's what it turns into.
You're waking up in an empty train cart in your undies in Palmerston North with what started out as a quiet round of golf in Auckland.
Totally.
That's
The
what's
longer
happening.
you leave it, H, the worse it gets.
This is actually a good point, and while it was great to catch up with you on that the other day, Peard, because I haven't really thought about that until now, and as I was actually just speaking to Nate about my lovely partner,
Sounds
before
lovely.
we got on air,
I approve.
we are in that stage where like we'll get married, but we're probably gonna
I'm just gonna
start a
force you.
family and do all that kind of first. But no,
just gonna force you,
but
mate.
you did make a good point because my friend that's actually getting married this weekend, we are having a reduced stag due to COVID laws. However, he is a bit of a character and he will get messed up. There's no doubt about that. But it did get my mind thinking about when it comes to that time, because I'm just trying to kind of pick through my mates. There's only one or two of us that are still kind of hanging around that haven't pulled the pin.
You got to go. You got to
gotta
go.
go.
You got to be next off the
Do
rank.
not be the
Have
last.
Because just think about everything that's happened to all of your mates. That's happening to you plus tenfold. You're gone.
I went to a stag do where the stripper's in the middle of her routine, and then there's an audible, "Oh my God," from one of the guys there, and she goes, "Oh," she used to babysit him.
That's all right. That's actually okay.
And, and then it sort of drops, and then there's this really loud, "Oh my God, this is so awkward," which kind of really took the edge off the night.
H, you were at my stag, yeah? Did you come to my stag in
No,
Taupo?
no, I didn't. I don't know why I didn't.
You must.
I was
You were
definitely-
overseas.
I was.
You were overseas. Awkward moment, eh?
No, but you didn't have a stag do.
Oh yeah, you had it. Yeah.
It was around 10:30 at night. We were in Taupo. We stayed at a batch, and the boys had started to get restless. And I had Grant Kiriyama as my best man. Now Grant can't get caught doing anything wrong because he's a public figure, right?
Sure.
So I went and invested in having a good best man to make sure that and he's a very responsible man at the best of times. He had to literally. Do you remember my mate Country?
Yes, I do.
If you know the guy, you know he's.
I do remember.
He's a little sideways, and he'll respect me for saying that. Country yelled out at full tip, they're like, "Man, we got to do some bad shit tomorrow. Let's get him. I swear to God, this was his suggestion. Let's get a wasp and stick it under his foreskin. That came out of Country's head.
Wow.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it gets...
Yeah.
Like, that's how...
Is that like a Poverty
you're
Bay
sa-
tradition?
That's not Poverty
home
Bay.
tonight.
This
He's
is
Poverty Bay.
not. This
We
is
didn't
this
have
isn't.
those in Hawke's Bay.
This is not a great way to promote me getting married, Pete, because
It's putting him off. Like a tarantula hawk under the foreskin.
because I did say the other day, I said, "You're actually right. When I do get married, I ain't going to get messed up, but it's going to be people like you that encourage it." And you were like, "No, mate. I'm going to be that one that's responsible." Mate, I know you. Once you've got a couple of, tips of whiskey and a few
Rubbish.
brews and stuff like that, and you get together with a few of my Motueka bred friends.
Let's get to it.
It's gonna be a bad time. That's for sure. So
Good luck with
I hope
the...
it's fucking lost on the reverse.
It's going to be a double... whose stag is it this time?
Nugget, Matt Donnelly.
Nugs.
Nuggy.
Nuggy's finally getting married.
He is.
He's a handsome dude.
He is a very handsome man. Very handsome
very-
man. I actually set up him and his missus up.
Oh, they're right.
If it all goes pear-shaped, mate, they know who to come to.
Yeah, well, they do.
But it
Yeah,
won't,
yeah.
Nuggy. It won't.
won't,
You're doing the Lord's work. H, thank you so much for your time. Do not leave that GoPro here because we will keep
Oh,
it.
yeah, because I'm from Hastings. I know. Yeah, I read that subtext.
Yeah. Shawnee, we're going to ask you to come back in because we've got show and tell to do and nothing would make us...
We've got a question as well.
Oh, you got a couple of questions coming in.
Okay.
And I've just realised what all the noises are that keep going on in the background. So I've set up the alerts on the stream.
What?
So if someone likes the stream, their name will come up and some noises will come through it as well.
Oh.
And if someone shares the stream and all that type of jazz, that's what's going on. So Todd Black, welcome to the family. Thank you for liking.
Oh, Todd's here.
He's the boss.
He's
He's the boss. Oh, is he right?
Well, he's part
Shit,
of
you
the
were
reason
good,
it's
Sean.
the why.
There we go.
All right, ask the questions then, Aish, and then
So
I'll move
Paul
on.
Wheeler just said, can you ask Sean how he got to Eden Park in time for this podcast, but can't get to training at Bombay on time 5 minutes from his house?
Yeah.
Wheels, eh? Wheels. Wheels is he's the coach at Bombay, so.
Right.
But then you got one of the boys sticking up for you and said Paul Wheeler in his new Ashton.
Oh, that's fucking Thackham. Is it a Thackham or is it a Goldsmith, one of those two. Aston Martin, they reckon.
I was getting the Aston Martin.
Toyota Hilux.
Oh, nice. Beautiful.
Country sideways.
That'll last.
I was actually surprised you made it in. You actually got all the way up to the box. After I gave you a massive text that says, okay, turn right here, go up to security, do this, go through the gate, blah, blah, blah. And you actually made it up, like, admittedly, about 15 minutes late. How far around Eden Park did you get before you made it into the box? Honestly.
Oh, I did two laps around the outside. And I come in, drove past, because there's going to be heaps of cars down the bottom. Mark was obviously expecting a few people watching the show, but
Yeah, live.
See, probably bugger all on the live stream too, I guess. So I was, a couple of laps, and I suppose actually, not bad for you. The directions are pretty good.
Yeah, that's right. But I just knew how to, knew how to
Camden
get
College
through.
again, I suppose.
Google Maps.
Camden College. All right, Ace, you're up first with your show and tell.
Yeah.
I've already got the. I've already given away the
Oh,
clue. What do you got?
jeepers.
Yeah, man.
What
I
do
know
you
who
got?
that is from.
So it's just
Crouch.
oh, look at that, Tyson. Oh. So obviously we know he's fighting Roy Jones Jr. exhibition. Roy Jones has come out and I think finally come to his senses, started regretting things like, why am I doing this? Have a look at this bloke. And it just brings me back to other regrets that people should have.
Yeah.
So like Mark telling
yeah.
Jack Goodhue that he can beat him over 100 metres.
Yeah.
Mark telling Kai Cutter France that he'll take him for
He will
5
take
minutes
him.
in an octagon.
Yeah.
Like, I just think that Roy Jones Jr. just thought he could get him.
Did you say Ginger?
Ginger.
Yeah.
Roy Jo-
New name, sorry. full
Wait,
business.
that's got to be a
Yeah.
great nickname. I'm going to write that down. Roy Jones
But,
Ginger. It's
yeah,
what-
like,
it's what
are
your tough
you
ginger
sort
mate
of
is.
Roy Jones as well? Like, you're second guessing taking on Kai Cutter France and Jack Goodhue?
Just because Kai may be tuning in from Vegas right now. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with their training regime, and all the very best of all the
Playing
Auckland City
ping pong
kickboxing
last I
boys.
saw.
Yep,
Yeah.
and Vegas
Yep.
for the USC. Can I just say, I did not at any stage say I could take Kai Cutter France. I said that we should roll in and do a training session with them, like we could all do something, which turned into you. This is what you. No. This isn't even backtracking. In fact, the great thing about this whole shenanigans is that I can go back to the video and find out where it is. With Blake was like, "Yeah, we'll get you, we'll get you," and then it's just been me thrust out the front of this
Never said
triangle.
that.
You did say it.
What
I'll
about
find it.
Jack Goodhue?
Okay, that
Still
was.
beat him in 100?
Still going to race him.
There's no way I'm
Oh, it
beating
was a
Jack.
legendary, but that's good to you guys. Just a bit slow though.
A bit slow off the mark.
I think
bit
he's
slow
quite
off the
fast
mark.
at running.
No, you went in with the
So-
advertising.
So that there, right? So that's Taranaki's sort of advertise. I don't know who thought, hey, what about the anus? Yeah, let's do that. I would have advertised donuts or maybe tyres or something right there. Might have been a good one. But I was trying to figure where they got the inspiration for that for Peard, and I thought that's right. I'd seen it in a comic. So there it is. That's how they do the advertising, just the branding. Just to put it on there for old Spider-Man when he was sponsored by Sony, I think that was, and that's just making the O. So there you go.
Is it Shining Peak or Shining Perk, the brewery?
Shining Peak Brewery, good on them.
That's great. And for you guys, my show and tell for this week.
You're just to fuck us! Yeah, boom! That's right! You run yourself, Earl! You run yourself! You hit me? Yeah, because you put your finger on me! I'm glad you hit me. That's right! You're here for one goddamn specific reason! What's that, Earl? To fuck us! Ah, you're full of shit. Fuck you. Do it again and I'll knock you right in your nose! I didn't touch you! You pushed your finger! I did not! No, you're lying! Goddamn it! You're lying! No, you are! You are lying! You're a big liar! You are a liar, Earl! You are a liar! You are! 10 fucking years from now, who's in the Hall of Fame? Oh, you're gonna be in the Hall of Fame? Why? You know fucking up World Series? You know it! You're gonna be in the Hall of Fame? You know it! I won more than I kid. I know you haven't, Earl. Games, count games! Behind your rubber!
Look, that to me is like Ace, we were talking earlier on in the week about yellow cards going around in the NRL for dissent to referees.
Imagine, Ricky Stewart doing that would be amazing.
There is room in the game for that, right? Like to see a dude like and there was no real physicality in it, but the absolute explosive yelling at each other.
Like they have that really weird thing where the managers know they're going to get suspended heaps if they touch them, the umpires. So they do this weird thing where they go walk up and then they kick dirt on their shoes, make your shoes dirty.
Yes.
Like that, and then they get ejected that way. But the thing I really like about that is that I wish rugby and league would pick up is that the manager and the coach basically dresses like a player. Like, I would have loved to have seen Steve Hansen in his little black shorts and socks and that kind of
The
stuff.
whole team. Dale Budge dressed up in
Dale Budge
absolute
dressed
Steelers kit.
Yeah.
Budge would look the part, wouldn't he?
Yeah, always Patamahoe kit, one or the other, you know.
Yeah,
Loves the Patamahoe.
mate. All right, then. That's us finally. I actually do have one more video that I wanted to show, and it's not even that good, but it's Donald Trump. Someone's taken the time to make this.
I'm
the
fighting
accordion.
very hard for border security, so important. I've already started building.
They've
on the wall.
superimposed
We built large sections and we're
accordions
fixing up a
into
lot
everything
more
he's doing.
sections that are a mess.
So you have ports of entry, and we have great security at the ports of entry. And then you may have fencing or walls up and down, left and right, east and west.
But I'll bet you as much food as we have.
It goes on and on and on. I could watch it all night, but it was one of those videos where I looked at it and thought, that's a lot. That's a lot of energy.
Way to go,
and time.
America.
America going forward. I'm just going to run through some of the sports coming up this weekend for you guys to make sure that you're all aware and making sure that you stick over it. As of Friday night, get ready for it. Well, Friday day it starts. This is for you, Aish. 11 a.m. Celtics versus the Heat, Game 2. That's 11 a.m. tomorrow. 12:20. The NFL's back. Bengals versus the Browns. AFC North showdown. Just the shit teams left.
Why is that even on TV?
I know. They always put the terrible teams on Thursdays
Burr.
for them. Mitre 10 Cup tomorrow night, 7:05 p.m. Tasman versus Northland. I'm going to get you both to pick a winner here. Rugby expert, rugby player. Who's winning that one? Tasman versus Northland.
Well, it should be Tassie.
I'll go with Northland. There's a couple of Bombay boys up there.
Oh, there we go.
Who's playing for them? That are Bombay.
Carlos and Corey. So a couple of props up there.
Okay.
Look out for Corey's haircut. She's a winner.
She's a winner.
Say be on the bench. She was on the bench last week, so you know.
Nice. Saturday, NBA, 1 p.m. Game 1. Western Conference Finals. Nuggets taking on the Lakers. Mitre 10 Cup, 2:05 p.m. Waikato versus Harbour. Who's got that one? It's got to be Waikato, right?
Waikato's pretty
Yeah,
sharp,
yeah, they're good.
Nah, Harbour.
Going Harbour.
You're not in Harbour.
I've heard they're after Ashford. Sorry, Ashford.
I've heard that he's
Coming
too.
back,
Yeah,
coming back to
32, mate.
The
He's been
Aphid.
inspired.
They call him the
Next
Aphid.
year. Massey. He'll play for Massey or someone like that.
Yeah.
4:35 on Saturday. Canterbury taking on Taranaki. The Barretts heading home.
Oh, please.
Kind of
Too, eh?
ish.
It's the Shield.
It's for the
Yeah,
Shield.
and for the Shield. And 7:05. Well, who wins that one?
Oh, probably Canterbury. No, get them Taranaki. But
Get them. I want to see
Take
Taranaki.
them, mate. Change the Shield. Take the Shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rid of that. And reward that brewery for sponsoring a bum.
Take you on the bum.
It's awesome.
7:05 Saturday night. Bay of Plenty taking on Southland.
BOP.
Bob, the Bay.
No one should lose to Southland,
No, no one
Nate.
should. No, I know. I'm with you.
And finally, this weekend, Sunday, NBA game, Game 3, Eastern Conference Final, Celtics versus the Heat. By then, I say the Heat will be up.
Celtics will be too. Well, you said Heat wouldn't win a game. They've
I
already
know.
won one. The
I
first
know.
one.
They shouldn't have won that game, though. Bam. Mitre 10 Cup, 2:05, Hawke's Bay taking on Counties. Get up there, Sean. Let him go. Come on, son.
400-0.
400-0. 10 tries, Muir.
Because we're going to feed them up
Got to
on the
make the
pot.
23, eh? You know, so I don't think, you know.
I feel like we're putting real
Yeah.
pressure on them with
We're
that
going to
free
feed them up
viewers.
with the pies.
I think you've made it from this show. You're
Yeah.
in.
This is
You're
a
in.
big moment here. 2:05 is Otago versus Manawa 2. They're playing at that same game. No one will be watching Otago Manawa 2 and Hawke's Bay's taking on Counties. Jeez.
Exactly.
And 4:35, Auckland take on Wellington here at Eden Park.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'll be a wicked game.
Wellington.
If anyone even cares, I feel like the Warriors shouldn't even be playing this game, but at 4 p.m. the Warriors are taking on the Raiders. And then just for you guys who care, Monday. For us, our teams,
Yeah.
NFL, 5 a.m., Panthers versus Bucks. That's me versus H's team.
I've got the Falcons. We've got the
For
Falcons.
this year, eh? Just because Brady. Yeah.
No, he's always been. He's always been. 5 a.m. Cowboys versus Falcons. That's you, Nato.
Falcons,
The
yeah.
5 a.m. And then we all get to sit back and watch the Ravens take on the Texans. That's your team.
Sure is, mate.
It's
It
your
sure
team.
is.
It sure is. Shawnee, thank you so much for coming in. H, thank you, my man, for coming in as well. You can see all the questions, the streaming
Kalolo
questions
there,
coming in
Northland
there.
boys.
There he is. Good answer.
He's the one with the Aston.
All the boys coming in. Anyone but the Lakers, my feelings still hurt from the Clippers. Oh, Robbie.
How does
Hey,
Sean
thank you
feel
all for
about
joining us.
Ashton?
Thank you.
And we'll see you again same time next week. Don't swear, it's still on.
No, it's still
Mum's
on.
still watching.